Now, this player in focus is from the Jamaica Tallawahs, and the moment really in question is their opponents, the TKR, have already crossed the 200-run mark. This bowler comes in, takes a hat trick, arrests the flow of runs. You know who we're talking about? Let's see what we've rustled up.
I know.
He's on a hat-trick. Andre Russell hat-trick. Is he got it? Yes, he has. Andre Russell, hat-trick man. Take a bow, captain.
Carters, come
Hat-trick,
on.
man.
Where's the rest of it, man? We don't want to just see the last one. What happened to the two previous balls?
No, but the moment
Build
is
it
only
up,
the
Rario.
third ball. It's the hat trick ball.
Where the other just okay, Reggie, get onto it, mate. Come on. Come on, production.
So,
Let's have the rest of them.
the only reason we didn't put them up is because since Baz was the first one, we thought that may hurt your feelings. So that's why we only had the Shamdins.
The emotion.
So Danny, this was his first match as captain, and of course he brought it later on with the bat as well. But
Yeah, he got
superlative performance, yes. But
He smashed it.
superlative performance as you know in this hat trick effort.
Well, it's a combination of the recent years for Andre Russell to put in a performance like this, because as Moods and I have said in the recent days and previous days here on Rario, is that this is what he's about. You know, he is one of the superstars of this format. And that night there in QPR, the Queen's Park Oval, just set it alight. It was an incredible match. And yeah, funnily enough, he was made man of the match. I can't remember being down their sideline doing one of those post matches. They have a lot of fun. They've almost more fun at the post match, layering up than actually performing out in the middle. So yeah, they're big nights in Trini, and it's as we keep saying, what a stage to do it on, under lights, and it's the ball fizzing around, and then he goes out and look to smash 100 as well.
Indeed, and Danny, we know that you love to have fun at the post match pressers as well. So.
No, pork stopping.
Tom, Andre Russell ends up taking a lot of wickets at the death, and in this instance bowled the last over as well. Is a bit underrated as a death bowler?
I wouldn't say he's underrated, because he's done that pretty successfully over a long period of time. Or certainly more so the last, I'd say, 3 years. He's filled that role. He's unpredictable. He's not your standard death bowler, as in will just focus on slower balls and Yorkers. He will generally bowl to the right-hander round the wicket, so he creates a steep angle for the right-hander, and he'll change his pace from that position. But he'll not only change his pace, but he's more than happy to bowl bouncers. He's happy to bowl wide Yorkers. He's happy to try to knock your leg stump over. So he's unpredictable. And a lot of people... I think also underestimate the pace of Andre Russell. He's got some genuine pace. So that also can question a lot of batsmen, particularly that middle order to lower order that tend to come into bat at that stage. That pace can hurry them, and therefore they don't get the contact they're looking for. And Russell feels his boots and ends up with a hat-trick, or ends up with a handful of wickets.
Indeed, if we were to have a final or a championship match between for the MVP of T20s, would Russell make your two finalists?
Yeah.
As in playing 11?
No, I'm saying just contenders for T20 MVPs.
Yeah, look, he's been, over the last decade, one of the most influential T20 players in the history of the game. And it's only been a short history, T20 cricket, but certainly the snapshot of what we've been involved with over the past 14 years, I suppose, since T20 cricket has been up and running on the big stage. Andre Russell is, he's right up there amongst the very best. Chris Gale is probably at the peak of that, given his remarkable history in the game. But yeah, Russell, his impact is phenomenal.
Danny, talking about hat tricks, I mean, we've spoken about it a couple of days ago, but your hat trick, your memories of your hat trick in the international, in your international career against India in '94, was it? Just the feeling of taking 3 and 3, it's got to be something obviously very unique, but really something special as well.
Well, I suppose you look at difference 21st century versus 20th, and it was a 50-over game, whereas you could argue, are you more likely to get it in a T20? Possibly. But you only get 4 overs. You only get 24 balls, don't you, for a bowler? And I'm just noticing the question at the bottom here, for Andre Russell and these great all-rounders with their skills, batting or bowling. In fact, I think just recently I noticed that we go from T20 to T10, and Mooj has been involved with the T10 in Abu Dhabi as well recently. So you look at that, and Dre Russ, he might only bowl, as you say, because you only get 2 overs. So the question that's at the bottom there from Amir Khan, whether it's T20 or T10, you've got a chance, certainly for Dre Russell when he's had his niggly knee, and we've seen that a lot too in the last 2 or 3 years, where he may actually not bowl much, but his batting alone is so powerful, and it just changes the course of the contest, that he can win it for his own back. We know that. So and answer that question there before Mooj dives in, yeah, I think he's one of those massive X-factor cricketers in T20 or T10 that if his bowling's off or his body's not quite 100, you still want him in the side, don't you?
Tom?
Yeah, oh, look, absolutely. He's your full package, and that's the value of players that bring that impact in 3 disciplines. There's players that can bowl a bit, they can bat a bit, and they can field a bit, but there's not many that can do those 3 things at a very high level. And Andre Russell, is unique in that way. He does those 3 things at an extremely high level, to the point where each of those disciplines can have the influence and impact on a game. We've already seen throughout our programming with all these packs, Andre Russell's featured in many different ways, with hitting sixes, with taking catches, and with taking wickets. So that tells you everything.
And I think it's a good time to tell our viewers that Andre Russell's batting effort in this match is going to be a black moment, which we will come to in a later show. But Andre Russell really is, a superstar in the Hero CPL. Just a quick question to you, gents, both on the fact that, all-rounders, the toll it takes on your body. Tom, you were a pretty active all-rounder in both the formats of the game, batting, bowling as well. Is there a part of, we've seen Hardik Pandya break down, his body and can't bowl as much. Is there a real toil that your body goes under being an all-rounder, having to perform at the highest level in batting and bowling both?
Oh, without a question. The greatest challenge for an all-rounder is the preparation to be an all-rounder, because you need to be spending the same amount of time that a top-order batsman's spending in their preparation from a batting perspective. You also need to be, trying to spend as much time as, your specialist fast bowlers, or if you're a spin bowling all-rounder, that your specialists are doing as well. So the workload is doubled in most cases with your preparation, and it's obviously doubled when it comes to performance in a match. You're batting and active in the top order, and you're also committing with the ball, so you're doing double the workload. So therefore, there's no hiding place for an all-rounder. You have to do the hard work. You have to be extremely fit. You have to be robust, both physically and mentally, to perform as an all-rounder consistently. And that's why we see them, they're far and few between, but when they do come along, they're treasured and they're recognised as, quite special, cricketers in whatever format it is, because they add such great balance to a side, and they're sort of the icing on the cake, if I could put it that way, when it comes to your final playing 11.